These tools that can be used, and there's a number of them, what they will tell us is, for example, on bond, it will tell us what's the likelihood of them appearing for court. Well, that's just one tool that makes one assessment. Some judges don't like to use it, and the reason is because for years, you know, if you do a residential burglary, the bond's gonna be $2,500 and you gotta be on house arrest or you gotta do that. Well, that's not really necessary. The purpose of bond is to appear. These tools help us decide and make the decision, not decide, help us make the decision on what are the best risks, who has the best chance of appearing. So that's what the purpose of the tool is to who is most likely to appear. Now, at the later stage, it is who is more likely to reoffend. And where I think judges get a little bit skeptical is the assessment is made and they're placed in low risk or high risk or moderate risk or some risk level. And then what a judge will see is, you know, within 8 months, somebody may come back and they were assessed low risk. Well, that doesn't mean that the tool is invalid. All it means is that that individual reoffended. The distinction is that these tools say, we have an individual here that has these characteristics. He lives in a neighborhood and associates with a lot of people who are not very nice. He has a lot of stress in his family. There's a lot of tension in his family. He has some thoughts that are not good. And we know that when we look at that individual, his probabilities of reoffending are very high. Now, there's other people that may not have any of those. So what we can say, these assessments say, is that generally speaking, people with these findings are low risk to reoffend. That doesn't mean that individually there won't be somebody within that group that won't reoffend. So what we always have to be certain of is to make sure judges don't think that this tool answers the question of, well, the LSIR said he was a low risk to offend, and 6 months later, here he is before me again. That is not what the tool is used for. The tool says generally, people that with these characteristics, these findings, are low risk offenders. So that's what has to be understood. And mistakes, there's going to be some. There's going to be fewer mistakes if a judge uses a tool with his judgment as opposed to just using his judgment without the benefit of the tool.